We were sailing from Lymington to Cherbourg. We left Lymington at 4 a.m. yesterday, following a recognised course, and about halfway across the channel, we could see ahead of us a large vessel. It wasn't displaying its AIS, so we couldn't see what it was. And as we got closer, we saw it was a warship, and we could see Cyrillic lettering on the side, so we presumed it was Russian. They did not call us on the radio to tell us to give them
stay clear. Yeah.
Stay clear. They did not send up flares. We were not on a collision course. We were just going to sail straight past them. They would have been on our starboard side, and they fired 5 blasts on their horn, which is a recognised symbol meaning, "Have you seen us?" We immediately changed course 2 degrees to port to give them a wider berth. And it was a very deliberate change in direction, which they would have seen, and they would have known that we had seen them. And then they gave another 5 blasts on the horn, immediately followed by about 4 or 5 small arms fire that was not directed onto the boat or at the boat. It was, we presumed it was warning shots. But as far as we were aware, we didn't need to be warned about anything, because we were not in any danger, and we were obviously not in a danger to them. We've since read that they're saying that they were adrift, and if they had been adrift, they should have been displaying day shapes, which we would have recognised. They are black symbols that you put up, you display on your vessel, and there's various meanings for it. If a fishing boat means you've got nets out, blah, 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 but there are a certain set of shapes that means that I have...
not under command, or not able to manoeuvre.
Not able to manoeuvre. And that's the set of shapes for that. And we would have recognised them and realised that they were... But as far as we were concerned, and we were watching them for about 10, 15 minutes, and they didn't move. So it didn't appear to us that they were adrift. But the course we chose was to get us, the most...
efficient way to get here.
Yeah.
And it's one you've done many times before and never had.
Well, no, it alters each time.
Yeah,
but we've come over here several times, and we've never encountered anything like this. You do see naval vessels out there, but generally speaking, you'd get a call on, it would be announced on the radio that there is so-and-so coming through. You give it a 1 nautical mile exclusion zone. So obviously that's what you do, but there was no indication that this vessel was there, and there was no warnings given apart from the 2 lots of 5 blasts.
And they should have done usually. So
if they didn't,
they shouldn't have, they didn't have to do anything, because we were
not on a collision course.
We
were just going to sail past them. There was no need for any of this. They could, the 5 blasts, if they for some reason thought that we were too close, fine, we moved straight away. We just thought it was overkill, and because when the gunfire happened, we immediately then put our engine on and went 90 degrees away from them. We just went as far away as we could. We just thought it was a bit over the top, really. It was also quick. I mean, it's in a matter of about 3 or 4 minutes. So we just thought it was unusual, a bit of a shock. So we just but the main thing I wanted to do was report it, because it was... It was a significant incident that other sailors needed to avoid. So I jotted down the coordinates and the time, and I didn't want to report it on the emergency radio channel because they would have been able to hear. So I managed to get a signal. I dialed 999 and got through to the Coast Guard.
As in the Russian ship would have been able to hear.
Oh yeah, so everybody. It's an open channel.
I see. So why didn't you want them to hear?
We didn't want to antagonise them as they were shooting.
We just heard gunshots. We didn't want them chasing after us.
Did you think that was a risk then? Because
we didn't.
What did you think?
We didn't know.
Yeah.
But
it was better not to do anything.
We didn't. They'd fired not at us. It's be clear. It was warning shots, but we didn't want to antagonise them. So we just. I thought it was safer to talk to Coast Guard on the phone. It was so quick. It was more like, what the hell's just happened? It was like, never heard, it's just never happened before. But we just wanted to, the only reason we're talking about it is we want to reassure other sailors that we weren't fired on. We knew it was a warning shot. I didn't believe in my wildest dreams that a Russian boat would ever shoot at a British flagged yacht, especially a yacht our size that couldn't possibly do them any harm. And, they are saying now that they were adrift, but that wasn't plain for us to see.
I was thinking that they were trying to blame you originally, weren't they?
They're blaming us.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you make of that?
Just them.
That's what they do. Yeah. In an accident or an incident, everyone tries to blame the other person.
Yeah.
That's it. That was nothing really much at all.
We were not on a collision course. We gave them exactly the right sort of berth. I mean, there was we didn't break any of the COLEG rules. We didn't really feel that we were any real danger, did we? We just wanted to get away. What would be their reason to actually open fire on us? So we knew it was warning shots. So we just got out of their way.
Yeah.
But, there was other things they should have done prior if they didn't want us to go close. But they said they did, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we would have seen flares. And it wasn't foggy either, which is what a lot of the reports are saying. It wasn't foggy. And they would have seen us. We've displayed our AIS. They would have seen us coming for about an hour or so before we got there, at least. They would have definitely seen us coming. So if they wanted to do anything, they had plenty of opportunity. If they really didn't want us to come close, they could see us for at least an hour. They could have got on Channel 16 and said, they would have known the name of our vessel. They could have just said, Bright Future. Can you avoid? They could have given us their position and said, we need an exclusion zone.
And it's not as if, our course was so obvious. We've been on the same course since we left the Needles at 5 o'clock. So our route's totally predictable. And we're under sail. We're probably doing about 5.5, 6 knots.
We were under sail because they said we were under motor, but we weren't. We were under sail. And in the true rules, we had right of way. We were the stand-on vessel. The incident happened at 1 minute past 11 British time, and it took me about an hour because we were halfway across. I couldn't get a signal. And then I initially tried to phone Border Force because I have their number because we have to report to them when we leave the UK. And then I dialed 999 and got through to the to Solent Coast Guard.
And what did they say?
Well, I just wanted to report it as we were safe. I didn't want to, we were safe. I just said to them described the incident to them and just said that, they need to be aware that there is this Russian boat in the middle of the channel. My phone was just blowing up. It was crazy. And they'd been up and down our street. They'd been into all our neighbours' houses. And I managed eventually late last night to get the phone number of the MOD press department. So I have spoken to them, but I contacted them.
I know. What to discuss?
To ask them what to do because we were being inundated.
Yeah.
And then by then I'd read the Russian report and I was a bit upset that we were painted the way we were. That's why we did the Newsnight interview.
Yeah.
And they said to calm it all down, which is what we would really like to do.
Yeah.
We don't really want it to be bigger than necessary.
Yeah, you just want to have a cup of tea and move on.
Oh, that's it, really. Yeah.
Well, it's just we just don't want to be responsible for exacerbating the situation. So I mean, it's because it's so incendiary at the moment.
Yeah. And it's obvious the MOD want to play it all down anyway, don't they? Yeah. So it's probably better for everyone.
Safer if we just say nothing, but that's just not happening.